again. It's a rich thing.
Welcome back to another video. Hope everybody's doing fine and well and having a great day, and welcome if you are new. So I'm going to do a little gel polish design today using some Madame Glam gels. I've also got a couple of new gels to show you. The new gels are from their January collection. They did arrive to me very late. However, I will still show you. I'll do a quick swatch and show you them. So this is the Korean formula that I think they've done a couple of collections now using this Korean formula. So they're in different bottles. They are slightly smaller bottles, 12ml. So this is the classic Madame Glam bottles on the right. So yeah, they are slightly smaller. They've not got the colour cap on the top, but they are still Madame Glam's classic vegan, cruelty-free. They're a 21-free formula, HEMA-free and palm oil-free, which is fantastic. So starting with this one is called Purplicious. The name is on the front of these bottles rather than on the bottom. Then we've got New Me, which is a kind of creamy nude kind of colour, isn't it? Then we've got Urban Green. They're all kind of toned down dusty colours, aren't they? And then we've got Cheers, which is a nice, yeah, it's like a dusty orange, isn't it? I like that. So I'm just going to give them a really quick swatch just so that I can show you them side by side, and then we will get into doing some nails. And starting with today's design, guys, I have started a new series and it is going to be Gonks. So I'm going to do a different set of Gonk nails every single month. So there we go, that's them all swatched. I did forget to mention, guys, there is 8 in this collection, but I will have put the poster up at the beginning of the video anyway, where you can see all 8 colours. I really like those 3 together. Really toned down, dusty, not so bright and in your face colours. I like them. Right, so I've pulled out 5 nail tips today. And for my base colours, I'm going to be using Blush Rush. This came out of the collection of 3 that they did called Into the Nude. And it is a slightly sheer baby pink. And I've also pulled out Seek and See, one of my all-time favourite nude base kind of colours from Madame Glam. And also another one of my favourites, so this is Tulips, and it's just a bright pink, isn't it? Definitely one of my all-time favourite pinks from Madame Glam. And lastly, I've pulled out, this is one of the gels that smell Rosemary Embrace, one of their scented gels that they recently brought out. Right, so I'm going to start by getting some base colours down, starting with the Seek and See. I am just going to be doing 1 coat, but if these was on your natural nails, I would try and do 2 really thin coats of everything. So I'm going to do another tip, exactly the same as that. I think I did it off camera. So onto this next nail. This is just going to be a kind of Frenchie to start with. So I'm just going to paint a nail bed. I am using Madame Glam's Ultra Fine Liner. Really versatile brush. I love it. I use it for most detailed work. So once I'm happy with my smile line, I'm just going to use the brush out of the bottle just to fill the rest of that in. And then I will tidy it up again with the little detailer brush. So that's it for that colour for now. So onto this next nail, we're going to use the Blush Rush out of the Into the Nude collection. This is slightly sheer, and I really like that about this colour. You can have it slightly sheer like that, or if you do 2 thin coats, you will get a lot deeper, more opaque colour. So on the free edge of this French nail is also going to be this Blush Rush. So I did paint that other tip in the pink, the Blush Rush, but I do end up changing it later in the video. I will show you when I do it. So I've pulled out my carving gels, I've pulled out white, I've pulled out light pink, and then I've pulled out hot pink as well. So for my first set of Gonk nails of the year, as we are still in winter, it's still really cold outside, I'm going to do a Gonk set with a little bob hat. So starting with the light pink, this is what's going to be the Gonk's bob hat. No, it's not a bob hat because it's a Gonk's hat. So it's going to be a Gonk's hat made out of wool. Yeah, let's go with that. It's going to be a knitted Gonk's hat. So to start with, I am just going to be rolling loads and loads of these really, really thin little kind of sausages, aren't they? Just roll loads of those little sausages. I've not cured any of them in the lamp. So to start with, to get that kind of plaited effect, you need to start with 2 of these little sausages and just pinch them together at the top. And for the first roll, we're going to roll it away from me. So using my left hand, I'm going to twist it, and I'm twisting it away from me. You need to remember which way you've twisted it, and I'll show you why in a minute. So using my left hand, I've twisted those 2 away from me, and I'm not worried about where I'm putting these to start with. I just want to get them on the nail to start with, and we can chop them down and shape them a little bit better later in the video. So I'm starting more or less up the middle of the nail, and obviously a Gonk's hat is kind of long and pointed, and I wanted mine slightly off to the right. So I've done it quite long, and I'm just using a little pointy tool just to kind of curve it off to the right like that. And I'm not going to cure any of this yet because I need to chop it and shape it. So on to the next one, exactly the same thing as what I've just done. Pinch them together at the top like that. And this time, using my left hand, we're going to roll it towards me, like that. Same thing, twist it, but twist it towards you this time. And the reason I do it like this is because when you put it down next to this one now, it just looks like a little plait, like it's been plaited. Whereas if you was to roll them the same way, you would not get that plaited kind of effect. So I'm just going to squeeze them together really gently. You don't want to lose any of the twistiness and yeah, you don't want to lose any of that shape. So can you see, it just looks like it's been plaited. So now I'm going to carry that on, just keep twisting one away from me, one towards me, and I'm just going to kind of fill the top half of that nail, and then we can start chopping it and shaping it. So I'm just going to place this one down, and I'm going to do the rest of them off camera because it's really repetitive, and I'm just going to fill the top half of that nail exactly the same way as I've just done those. Right, so this is where we're at now, an hour later. I've just kind of filled the top part of that nail. So using something sharp now, I'm just going to go straight across the bottom. This is going to be the bottom of the bob hat. You could do this bob hat bigger. Well, I suppose you couldn't get it bigger, but you could definitely do it smaller. Just do smaller little sausages, tighter little twizzles, and make it smaller. So again, using that sharp tool, I'm just going to start kind of shaping it into a long pointy Gonk's hat, but I did want it kind of off to the right. I didn't want it dead centre and pointing upwards. I definitely wanted it off to the right. So I'm just going to pull it slightly round to the right like that. Just have a little mess about with it, shaping it and making sure I pull all them little bits of carving gel off the nail, because once it's cured you won't be able to get them off. So what I'm doing now, guys, I like to use a little bit of acetone on my brush, and I just kind of wipe it around the edges, and it just kind of melts that carving gel into the nail, just because if these was on your real nails you wouldn't want it to pop off. Not a lot of acetone because it'll eat into the gel polish, just a little bit of acetone, and it just melt it into the nail. And then that's had a full 60 seconds cure now. That pink part is fully cured. So now going on to the white, this is going to be the bobble on top of the hat. So I've just done a little round white ball, and I'm just literally going to keep jagging it and jagging it like that, just to create a kind of fluffy pom-pom kind of look. So just keep sticking that little sharp tool, use a pin, anything, just to get it all fluffy and bobbly looking like that. It looks really fluffy, doesn't it? Right, and same again for the bottom of the bob hat. I've just rolled a long white kind of sausage, and I'm just going to trim a little bit off the edges, and exactly the same way I did the pom-pom, I'm just going to start jagging it with that sharp tool just to get the exact same effect as what I've just done, and then that'll get one final 60 seconds cure. So there we go, that is my bob hat completely finished and cured. It's so cute. Right, so I wanted to do the Gonk's nail also in pink, but I didn't want to do it the same colour as the hat, and the hot pink was just too bright. So I've just mixed a little bit of the pale pink and the hot pink just to give me a nice softer kind of pink for the nose. And that's just going to be just a nice round oval kind of gonky nose. Simple as that, and then that's been cured in a lamp as well. So I'm just going to leave that gonk for now, and onto this pink nail. I just wanted a bit of a plaid checkered kind of nail. So using tulips, I did have my camera on pause for that first line, I do apologise, but I've just done a thickish kind of cross, just slightly off centre, slightly off to the left, and then that's going to get stuck in the lamp for a quick flash cure. And then same with the grey. This is going to be quite a thin line though, exactly the same way I've done the pink, but in the opposite direction, slightly off to the right, and that's going to get a quick flash cure as well. I am also doing the exact same thing on the little French nail that I did, but I'm going to keep doing the French nail off camera because it's exactly the same as what I'm showing you here. So lastly for this nail, I'm using Madame Glam's white gel paint, and I'm just doing loads of little white notches right down the side of that grey, and I'm going to do some going under the pink line here as well. And again, I've done exactly the same on that French nail. So there's the French nail all done as well. I'm just going to matte top coat quickly over these plaid nails. I wanted this whole set to be matte anyway, so I'm also going to matte top coat all around the little gonk that I've done as well. Right, now back to the gonk nail. I've pulled out Madame Glam's textured gel paints. So we've got it in black and we've got it in white. I wanted she's a girl, I wanted her beard to be kind of white with kind of grey streaks. So I'm starting out by painting her beard with the white textured gel paint. I am putting it on quite thick, and I'm just going to start mixing little bits of black in with the white, and just kind of doing little grey, all different shades of grey kind of streaks going through it. So there we go, that's going to have a full 60 seconds cure now, and that's my gonk nail finished. So lastly, I'm just going to put some of these little pink mitts on this nail, and I'm going to stick some little, they're like little 4-pointed stars and little snowdrop stickers as well. And I'm going to go over these stickers with a matte top coat, but I'm doing it ultra thin because I don't want to lose the kind of 5D effect on these stickers. So a really thin layer, and it came out alright actually. I was quite happy with that. I've got a love-hate relationship with 5D stickers, but I was happy with how they look. So lastly for this nail, I'm giving it a full coat of tulips, and I'm going to stick some little rhinestones on this nail. I just thought that pink just tied in with the plaid nails a little bit better than the baby pink, and I'm quickly going round the smile line with the white just because I wasn't happy with it. Didn't stand out as much as I wanted it to, that smile line, so I thought I'll just go around it and give it a little white border. So let's get these nails finished. I've pulled out this little pink iridescent ball. I thought that was so cute. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a cuticle cuff to start with and just bring my rhinestones down into that bow. I didn't want to do a massive rhinestone placement, but the bow just didn't quite look right by itself. So I thought I'll just add a little kind of cuticle cuff dropping down into that bow. So there we go, guys. That is the first set of Gonk nails in my new Gonk series. Next month's Gonk set will be Valentine's, of course, so keep your eye out for that. The Madam Glam gels that I showed you from January's collection today, they're available to purchase now. And just a quick reminder, guys, my Madam Glam discount code is now 35%. I will leave it in my description box with a link to the website. Please remember to give the video a quick thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and hopefully I'll see you all back in my next one. Take care, bye.